In Chapter 2-2 of Radiant Dawn, Alincia receives the information which confirms her already existing suspicions of Duke Ludwig's plan, but is unable to act without solid proof. So we shift perspectives once again to her retainer Lucia, who decides to go and gather information. On her trip, we get our first glimpse of Ludwig, who is primarily notable for looking extremely smug. Lucia manages to find direct evidence of the conspiracy, but is soon ambushed by Duke Ludwig's men, leading to the beginning of the map. This is a Fog of War chapter, where we must escape to the upper right. We get a bunch of new units, namely Lucia, who is strong on this map, but is unuseful for the next 20 or so chapters. We also get Leith and Mordecai, who I refuse to use long term, because Lagu's transformation meters are one of the most insufferable mechanics in all of Fire Emblem. My initial moves are to huddle all my units in the upper left, which allows me to turtle until all the reinforcements are exhausted. I do my best to train Nephany, but unfortunately she only manages to gain a few levels before she completely runs out of lance uses. And this is because even though we're halfway through part 2, there still has been no shop access in the battle preparations. The remaining maps of part 2 do not have convenient training methods, so I decided to take advantage of the only one that remains, which is training Heather via a steel loop. This is a classic Fire Emblem training method exclusive to thieves. There is an enemy thief in the lower right of the map, allowing for this trick to be used. I start the process by placing an unarmed Braum in range of the thief to break his weapon and then begin the loop. The thief steals items from Braum, and then Heather steals from the thief, gaining a static 10 XP per steal before trading all the items back to Braum to begin the cycle anew. After around 40 minutes total of steel looping, I managed to max out Heather on her tier 3 class. As a level capped Whisperer, she is temporarily formidable, but will only have limited usefulness in the endgame because of her low strength. In the closing cutscene, Lucia returns with evidence of Duke Ludwig's plot, but the act of getting the evidence has forced the traitorous noble's hand. Now unable to secretly sow discord in the shadows, Ludwig decides to rise up and open revolt.